Oh, bro, mine's is hot, so I can't go there anymore. Oh, that shit, man, it's crazy. All right, Ollie, I hear you. Mm-hmm. Damn. I missed it anyway. Nobody to text me for real. Suck the fuck up. You look like a something he said. I don't know what.
What's that?
He just texted me and saying he's like a bum or something like that.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, he's saying you shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. Shit.
He looks like a...
Damn. Comments right there. Damn. Damn. Hello. All right.
good last night. I'm so shit. When I take that pill, I was done. Yes, you know. It put me to sleep. It make me relax. It was trying to my kidneys and help my kidneys and my blood vein, my blood flow vein. As soon as I take that, I was done. I couldn't take it. I'm not eating nothing right now. I can't help you with that one because I'm not eating it. Not right now. So I don't know what I'm eating. I don't know, but I'm not hungry right now. If I do eat something, you have it later. I'll probably take some biscotti and cut up sausage and mustard cheese on it. Oh, for real? On your by yourself. You need help. I about to yeah. Oh, for real? That's cold. Yeah.
This got bigger? Oh, come on, Tal. What you doing?
I'm,
Alright, I see.
okay, that's good. I'm laying down on the couch. Playing this movie. Okay. Bye.
I see. None.
Hey.
Hmm. I hit one of them block me, right? For real. Let's go, man. Four of E. For real. damn, Gary. How the fuck do you be? Thought he was beating me. How? He cheating. I thought I skipped it. That's wild.
I said this thing stop.
Huh?
The broadcast stop.
Text me earlier with that crap. Whoever text me.
So you on live, right? So can anybody just get on and watch you play?
Yeah. I gotta catch up, man. Ain't gotta catch up. I do step up. Okay. That's why you think that's messing me up. Forget about that.
Hey, Mom, what's going on?
You still want your hair done?
Yes, put it back.
You got my thing for you to fix.
Knock it out, I'll fix it for you.
This is Central Book.
Oh.
That's her book there.
Yeah. Got all the baby.
And you'd be surprised that girl went through a lot in this book. I'm almost done with it.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I think I got about 5 more pages.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm almost done. A lot of shit in there she done read through. That's the reason why she left Philly. Because of her mother.
oh.
No. Yeah, just got it the day before yesterday. Yeah, I'm almost done. She been moving so much. She moved about 40 times,
Wow.
40 different places, and all this is while she was out there on the road out there moving here. She wanted to live high. This is what she wanted from the beginning. She wanted to be a decorator. She liked to decorate houses, and that she been doing that ever since she was young. But she would decorate her mom's house, and her mom didn't like it. She told her to stop rearranging things. That's a habit she had.
Yeah.
And every time she got a place, she would fix it up the way she liked it. But only thing was just the roaches, the rats. You know, when you're in the system, when the places she was at, they would put her in places where it's infested with mouses, rats, roaches, cockroaches. She been living in that shit, man. First it was just her when she was pregnant with her first son. I said, damn, and the boy she was pregnant with, they like back and forth, back and forth. He wanted to marry her, but by them keeps breaking up and everything, she didn't want to marry him. She said she wanted to, but it's not in her to marry him. And he's the father of all her kids. Even though they back and forth and don't want to be, but he want to be with her, but then again he don't because he started cheating on her. This is what turned her off. But she still got feelings for him, not like love, like a like, because that's her baby's father. And he's still talking about marriage, but she ain't marrying him. She ain't want to marry him. Because at one point they had to move back with him. Sometimes she had to separate the kids, put 2 with him or 3 with him, and she keep the other one. And then she finally had that last girl. That's her 6th one. She had 6 kids, 5 boys and 1 girl. And after that, she said she wasn't having no more because she got that girl. And her daughter is more like her. Her boys, they kind of in the fast lane, you know, by her moving and the bad area, drug dealers and all that. Her firstborn died from seizures. He started having seizures, which he never had. She said all of a sudden he started having seizures, and that last seizure he had killed him. So she went into a deeper depression with that. She didn't, and she was going by what God was telling her to do. This is what she called him the creator. So she was going by what he was telling her to do, not nobody else. Only what he told her to do or suggested she would do. And she did it. This is how she lived her life, going by what the creator wanted her to do. This is why, and then she kept living like this. I don't understand. I mean, if you here in Philly, I told her I could have helped her. I mean, I could have helped her. If you here in Philly, me and my grandmother asked her to come stay with us when we was in high school. Cause I know what the girl was going through with her mother. Her mother couldn't stand me. She told me her mother couldn't stand me. I don't know why, because I don't even know the woman. I never met her. And she feels as though I was a bad influence on her daughter. But Central knew better. Central, her mother would beat her all the time. I mean, she would beat on that girl all the time. Now, she had 2 girls and 2 boys. Now, you think she'd beat on the other ones? No. It was something about her that she disliked about her. I think it was the husband. I think her father left or something. But in the book, her father was still there. So it was something that happened that made her treat her like that. And it had something to do with family. Whatever her mother disliked her for, I don't know. She told me, but man, when she was living in them houses, girl, them apartments or whatever, she said she was scared of mice. And the first time she seen the mice was at her mom's house, and she screamed like I don't know what. And that's when her mother took and whooped her and everything, just for screaming for a mouse. So she was 17. That's when she left home. They signed a paper for her to leave and go to this program in another state. So she did that. And it started off okay. She went okay. She met new people. But then something happened. I think a girl put worms in the bed, in all their beds. And when they went in the bed, everybody was screaming. So the lady, the owner, didn't know what happened, so they shut the place down. They shut the place down, so everybody had to go back home, and she didn't want to go back home. Some people just stayed and did something else. So she said she decided to stay. She wasn't going back home. She wasn't going back there to her mother. She dreaded going back there. So she stayed there, and she went to college. She did a little college. She did everything. I mean, she applied for everything. She wanted to have a job that's sitting in the office doing filing and typing and all that. She was good at typing. Me, typing wasn't my thing. So. But she got a job like that. Then she said all of a sudden it got born. when she was living in them places, she had her kids. I think she had 3 of them then at the time. I think she had 3 or 4. I think she had all the boys, but she didn't have that girl yet. She had all the boys, and she living on in these places, roaches infected. She said they would sit and eat, and the mouse would jump right on them. I said, what? She said her son was sleeping. She went and checked on the son. She said mouse dropping was in her son's ear. She said, I cannot take this. She had to move. She had to get out of this. She didn't like that. Because she didn't live like that. And she didn't want to move in no place. Every time they tell her, and this is what the place would look like, she couldn't deal with that. And then she said there was cockroaches. She said, soon as day dropped, soon as nightfall, she said they right there at the basement steps. A whole mess of them. And she said most of them was flying around. I said, what? She said they was flying around. I said, I said, girl, I had to text her about that. I text her. I said, girl, you living like that and you ain't say nothing to nobody? Come on now. And she had people that helped her. You know, she met a few good friends that helped her out. Social workers helped her out and everything. And she got this one house that the creator told her to write down what she wanted in a house. So she wrote it down. She wanted a house that had central air. She wanted a dishwasher. She wanted everything like modeled in the house. You know what a nice house would look like, and everything in it looked nice. This is what she wanted. So she got that. She got a house like that. She lived in there for 5 years. That's the longest she ever lived in a house. Anywhere. For 5 years. She never settled down like she wanted to, because something always came up. Her boyfriend wasn't helping her with the kids. He wasn't doing shit, but he wasn't her boyfriend no more. He was just the baby's daddy. I mean, she went through hell, man. But she all right now. She stayed with her daughter. Her and her daughter stay together. And she lost her first son. Her second son got killed out in the street. So that's another depression she went into. And then a grandson had died. I think he was just 6 years old. And I think he died, and she really went into a depression with that one, because he was supposed to come live with them. But she didn't want to do nothing no more, nothing. And then one of her sons was in jail, so he finally got out. And she wanted him to come stay with her, but he said, Mom, he said no. He said he got to explore on his own. He want to go do his own thing. He said, but I always know where y'all at, and if you need anything, I'm here. Just let me know. So he went on and did his own thing. So I guess he was all right. He got a good job, and he the one had the 2 kids. He had a son and a daughter. And then another son, she called him by number 1 son, number 2 son, number 3 son, number 4 son. So I think it was number 3 son that he wanted to leave too, because he wanted to explore everything too. But he got it. He left, got a good job, and he came back, and she was trying to get another place for the 4 of them. It was just 4 of them now. She was trying to get a place for the 4 of them, and she wasn't making enough income to get that place. So when her son called her and she told her what happened, he said, Mom, why didn't you just call me? You could have put me on the lease, because he's working. And then she called the people back and told them. They said, sure. So they put him on the lease, and everything went. That's how she got that nice house. That's how she got that one. And then I think that's when her grandson passed in that house. She had to move. She wanted to move again. She couldn't stay there. She couldn't stay. That's the one she been there for 5 years, but she couldn't stay there. She had to move again. And even her what you call her baby's father called DHS on her because she was living out in the street and everything, and not in the street, but she was living in a place that wasn't clean, that was unfit for her and the kids, and he gonna call DHS on her. And she come and she knocks on the door, she said. So she said, look, I'm DHS and I'm coming in here because it's unfit and not for the kids to be up in here, and I'm taking the kids. She said, no, you're not taking my kids, because if it was what she said, if it was anything that he called and told, yeah, she said that the father called and said you was living in these conditions. She said, if he called you, why couldn't he come and get the kids and take them to his place so they can have a roof over their head and food and water and everything? And she said something about her. Furthermore, she said something about her. That's her job to see to it that they live comfortable, that they are comfortable. Why do y'all have us living in this place like this? So the woman thought, and she got quiet when she said that. So then she went and she got that girl a place, because she told her she can report her too. She said, y'all not taking my kids. She had her kids in foster care one time because she was depressed so much, and by her mother beating on her, she didn't want to beat on her kids. She didn't want to do what her mother did to her to her kids. So she always would call her mother and ask for advice. And her main thing was she's trying to please her mother, trying to make her mother feel proud of her. Her mother ain't gonna feel proud of her. She never did. Every time she called, her mother said, this is a sin. This is wrong. You need to do this. You need to whoop them kids and let them know what they is. She wouldn't do it, so she started feeling that anger. And she didn't want to start hitting on them, so she put them all in foster care. She put all of them in foster care until she got herself together. But she was still seeing them, but the system didn't want her to do that. But the people that had the kids understood what she was going through, so they still let her see the kids. And they became, and the people became close. They became real good friends. I mean, she had a lot of help, though. She had people that helped her out. Then she had people that used her. Then she had people that took advantage of her. And she stood up to them drug dealers. I said, girl, she had heart to do that. They right there in front of her window, smoking, cussing, everything. And she was scared and everything. She said she was afraid because it was just hurting her kids, and she tried to protect them. And plus she had a daughter. And they right there in her window. And so she said what she did, she closed her window, and they still was coming back. And she couldn't sleep. She had to get up in the morning. So what she did is she opened the window and put a radio in there on a gospel song and let that play all day. She said finally they moved. But she stood up to them though, and when her and her son was walking, her son was 11. She was walking back home from picking him up from school. This is her oldest son. And so these drug dealers right in front of her and her son hand each other a package. Right there in front of her. And she spoke up. She told them she got a son. She ain't want them throwing that in front of her house like that. Oh, this that prepaid thing?
It's not, it can be a long, it can be long, whatever it is. You got your watch on?
Yeah. Yeah, this is something that they send people. Maybe his credit starting to get better.
Your arm hurt yet? When that shot?
Yeah, my arm's sore. It's a little sore. But I'm still dealing with it. I ain't putting nothing on it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sore.
They said the second one's gonna be worse.
It's sore. But it's not as sore where I can't handle it. I ain't put nothing on it, though. I still got my Band-Aid on it. That's why I ain't put nothing on it.
Oh.
And if I put the alcohol on there, see,
Let's back down a little bit.
it looks swollen. It is swollen.
Yeah.
It's gonna be swollen. They told us.
Yeah, it's swollen. Yeah, she's something. I talked to my doctor yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, she finally called me to talk to her. I gotta go pick up medicine she put in for me. I told her, y'all got to get my medicine right because ever since I went in the hospital, came out, my medicine ain't been right. And I ain't been taking what the guy took me off and put me on. I haven't got no more since then. And I told her, she said, you haven't been taking no blood pressure pills? I said, no. I said, I just got the ones that you had gave me, the blood pressure and the water pill together. And I was taking that, and I told her that's when that doctor took me off of that and put me on just the blood pressure without the water pill. And just take a half of that little pink water pill, just take a half of that. So she said, okay. And she was trying to find things when I was in the hospital. I guess she didn't show up on there, so she wanted to know what they was doing. I said, well, actually, they had me on a heart monitor and wanted to make sure that my heart, because she said when I go to sleep, it slows down. And they wanted to make sure I was all right. I told them I'm fine. So she wrote that down. But other than that, our next visit going to be in person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard on the first everything could be reopening. On the first.
Not everything.
Not
Most of
everything.
everything. Most places. It all depends on how many people getting vaccinated.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah.
That's how they opening up things. Now, Pennsylvania is up to 43. Philadelphia is less. Delaware and it's another one. They high, so they getting all their shots over there. But yeah, they're gonna open some things because it is a lot of people is getting their shots, but they still need more to get their shots in order for more places to open. Cause they probably open a little bit, but they still want to be 6 feet away from everybody. And when you're in a restaurant, you still wear your mask, but you have to take it off to eat.
Yeah.
But I ain't doing that. I don't think I'm going to no restaurant right now.
I'm still cold drinking.
Well, you telling me? Shoot, drink some coffee, tea, something. Get some tea. No,
I
what
can't
was
drink no
wrong?
coffee.
I said tea.
I got more than 5 days.
Hey, up in my grill, these motherfuckers. Hey, can't do shit.
Look, she in a place now where she want to leave.
She talks to her creator, and she said she did not want to renew her lease because she just not feeling comfortable with them young boys hanging outside, hanging around, sleeping and smoking in the laundry room. And she had a young daughter. Yeah, she. Now she want to be a lab technician.
Oh, for real?
She went to college. Expenses for me too. She want to go to community college to get a certification as a lab technician. She had a lot of jobs though. I tell you, she kept a job and she always saved money. She had to. For her being like that, she had to save and keep a job.
That's true. I can't go big.
That guy's gonna scratch your butt.
Okay, he looking at you. He said, "What's up with that?"
Man, fuck this.
He not even moving. Mm-mm-mm.